Good guys, it's your girl Shannon, aka Talking Stories. How are you guys doing today? And usually every year around Valentine's Day, I do like celebrity crush slideshow, or like pretty much go over my celebrity crushes. And these are like a bunch of younger and older guys. Like, for example, Marlon Brando. He was like in his 80s when he died in like 2000, whatever I think. Right. And this is just like some of the stuff that I've seen in them and or heard that was really good. Like I've never seen Yellowstone, for example. And I probably should. But like, do I like watch the prequel things first, like 1888 or whatever, and then 1921, or do I just go straight into Yellowstone, for example? Right. Um. Also, there might be a few social media or media plugs, cause like for example, this February 11th on somebody's channel, me and my good friend Carrie, we are going to be joined by that person to do a top 10 romantic horror movie thing. And it's like this: he's in one, Kevin's in one. Whenever that stream is like live, like probably beforehand, I will probably post it on my channel, like on my community posts. And if you guys are over on Discord, like I have you guys as friends or whatever, I can probably say that there too. But especially like some like my mods or whatever that want to go support that person's channel. And I usually go by birthdays as well. So this is like January and then February. Wait, yeah, February I think. Yeah, and then March, April, yada yada yada. But let's go, you guys. Kevin's not like the film that I was literally just talking about for a second with saying his name called Dragonfly. It's literally not the only plug. But let's go. You have Dances with Wolves, which is probably one of the first Kevin movies that I saw. Maybe some more in my teens, because I probably had no clue what his name was when I first originally saw him. Then again, I want to say that I did a like slideshow about me in like either elementary school or high school. Like I forget which one. Probably, hopefully it was high school, because I probably said back in elementary school that I had or have a crush on Kevin Costner. But it taught you lots about history for Dances with Wolves. I haven't even seen that one in a while. Maybe I have to do a rewatch. Yellowstone, I heard is a pretty great TV show, but like I said, do I watch the prequel things first, like 1888 or whatever, then 1921 I think it is, and then Yellowstone, or do I just watch Yellowstone, then finish that? Maybe even the other spin-offs, because I think that there's one called no, I'm trying to think what it's called. I think it's like a prequel as or like a spin-off as well with like Michelle Pfeiffer in it. And yeah, maybe I'll check out the other Taylor Sheridan things. Landman I have never seen, but one of my good friends that has been on this on my YouTube channel once. Maybe another day one day. Destin from Destination Station. He's in Landman. I think it's done by the guy that did Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan. Now this one's a little bit diversive. Actually, no, I'll wait until the diversive one. You have the iconic The Bodyguard movie, okay? I loved it so badly that nobody in my opinion can replace Whitney Houston. Similar to how like nobody can replace Patrick Dempsey, I almost said originally. Patrick Swayze. Cause he's like Johnny to me. And like it's like no, I know that they like did like a TV or whatever version of Dirty Dancing, but to me nobody can replace Patrick Swayze. Nobody can replace unless it's like Point Break or whatever. But like the like Dirty Dancing one, because it's his movie in my opinion. It's sort of like nobody can replace Whitney Houston. Like apparently there's gonna be a remake version of The Bodyguard. I'm kind of curious. how it will do, like, box office wise, and who they will get, and if they're gonna change anything. Like, there was like a racial kind of relationship because Whitney Houston, she was like tanned or black. I'm not trying to be racist or whatever. And then Kevin's like white. So it's like, I wonder like if they're gonna change it and like the bodyguard's gonna be a tan or whatever. And then Rachel, if they still keep her name or something, it's gonna be white. I'm trying not to be racist during that, but yeah. I'm not even racist. But yeah. And then you got one of probably the most diverse films on this list. So, like, no offense to the film Tombstone that came out a year before Wyatt Earp. But for some weird reason, I just prefer Kevin Costner's more. Maybe because it goes into a little bit more detail. Like how Wyatt became Wyatt before officially going into, like, deputy or marshal, or what he did in Tombstone. Like, I like Kurt Russell's performance, and I also do not know if it's just because of Kevin Costner, or Dennis Quaid, or the late great Gene Hackman, because I used to have a crush on him as well. But yeah. Also, why not plug this? So, I did a film, yesterday, probably around now, yesterday, called Full Expression with the late great Matthew Perry in it. And I may do Wyatt Earp, like the 1994 one. Catherine O'Hara, who is in Home Alone 1 and 2, Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice, and like the Nightmare Before Christmas. She was in the film Wyatt Earp. So it was like a few actors that had passed, I guess, recently, like last year. I forget when it was, like February 24th, I think. Last year was Gene Hackman. And I forget when, a couple of months ago or something, was Michael Madsen. He's in that as well. I originally wanted to do, like, this film, like, Wyatt Earp, as, like, a Patreon thing, because I have a new Patreon account, like, as, a kind of a backup thing, I guess you can say. But it's like this. It's, like, a 3-hour plus long film. But let me know if you guys want me to do a commentary on it. Like, I will, like, put the poster, like, what I did with Full Expression. I will do the poster, or maybe I'll divide it into, like, part 1, part 2, and part 3, and, like, do, like, an hour and whatever per thing. Or, like, an hour, and then 2 hour, whatever is, like, the rest of the movie, I guess. And then, yeah. Because it's, like, 3 hours and 10 minutes or something. Maybe less, like, if you included the credits. But let me know if you guys want to see a 1994 Wyatt Earp commentary. Then you have Mr. Sheffield himself, a.k.a. Charles Shaughnessy. I used to, like, love this TV series probably around the time that I was born, called The Nanny. I want there to be, like, a remake. Because if you guys have seen Friends, and if you guys have seen the series The Nanny, I think Maggie Wheeler, the girl that plays Janice, would, especially if she brought back the Janice voice, could be an awesome friend. Like, kind of sounded like her. I feel like it was maybe after Matthew Perry died. I feel like I tagged Maggie Wheeler in a Twitter post. Like, she did not say nothing, obviously, but that she should be friend with the Janice voice or something. Like this character, this one. I probably first watched him on Days of Our Lives, though, because, like, I used to be a daytime soap opera fan. This was probably like him when he started Days of Our Lives. And unless they bring him back, this is probably like a recent one, because there was like a spin-off, Return to Salem or something. I haven't even watched the show like in a long time. Like, I would be like, who's this person, that person? But like, I used to watch episodes like when I was probably younger. And then probably like my first Disney film that I saw him in was Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. I feel like that's probably like the only one that I've seen with him in it. Or like a Disney movie, even though there's probably others, because like he did guest appearances on like Victorious, I believe, at one point. Either Sweet Life on Deck or Zack and Cody. I want to be like Sweet Life, because I feel like Mr. Mosby was like in that scene, or maybe London. I think I'm trying to remember if London or Maddie or like Ashley Tisdale and then we're on deck. But yeah. Then you got Lou Diamond Phillips. So I originally recorded this, but I forgot. But I don't know why I deleted this video once. But it was like 2 days ago or something, and that was the day that the music died. AKA the ending, pretty much. Well, like, the beginning of spoilers in case nobody's ever seen this movie, La Bamba. As the late great Richie Valens. My mom's favorite song is Donna by him. But like I love both. Like La Bamba, I think that was originally his. But yeah. You got, I love how I'm going backwards with this. You got Young Guns. Young Guns 1 and 2 and potentially 3. Really, really love the story. I wonder how accurate it is to like Billy the Kid throughout both of those movies. Even though, spoilers I guess, his character died at the end of Young Guns 2, but Emilio Estevez wants him, I believe Christian Slater, and I believe Kiefer Sutherland back for Young Guns 3. I could kind of see that, but also they would have to like retcon, I guess, what happened to his character at the end. Alright. This is like him in Young Guns, like 1 or 2. Oh yeah, I forgot to point out a Kevin thing, like the picture thing. But then you got the series Longmire. It ended with a cliffhanger. It was like a Western TV show, probably like, I want to be like 2008 or something, maybe even the 2010s maybe era. But I used to like watch it all the time. And it kind of ended with a cliffhanger. So I wonder if we will ever get a continuation in a few years or whatever, if the cast wants to. Right? Like whoever's alive based off the cast. Yeah. Why not? This was Kevin, I think, in Yellowstone. Then you got Thomas Ian Griffith. He's like the leader of a vampire cult in this horror movie called Vampires. I believe Daniel Baldwin's in it, one of the Baldwin brothers. And I think James Woods in it, if you guys know who that is. But that was a pretty great movie. You have Karate Kid 3 as the evil villainous manipulator Terrence, aka Terry Silver, with his famous iconic ponytail, threatening Daniel LaRusso. Well, becoming nice kind of at first, and then setting him up for the trap. This is him in Karate Kid 3, and Karate Kid 3 as well, because, like, iconic ponytail, and you can kind of see it right there. And then he would later be back for one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Cobra Kai, back as Terry Silver, seemingly sounding innocent, but surprise, no. And he obviously brought that iconic ponytail back, like, 30-something years after the movie? Wait, 40, 50? Because, like, this movie was 1989, I believe, The Karate Kid. So I guess it depends when they filmed Cobra Kai, like, the year prior. Same with the season prior. Like, season 3, he was teased at the end, and then 4, 5, and 6, he was in it. But, yeah. Oh, gee, I should have turned my camera on for this one. But you got Ewan McGregor. Never seen that Harley Quinn movie that I put on here, but it's called Birds of Prey, I believe. And no offense to anybody out there, I hate Jared Leto's Joker. Like, his laugh just sounds horrible. Okay, but no offense, I think they killed his character, or Harley and him broke up, and then there's a new villain called Black Mask, Roman Solaris, probably. I don't even know. Played by Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor? What? You have Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel to one of my mom's favorite Stephen King movies, The Shining. Like, literally, she said one day, I feel like she said, if I was a boy, that I would probably be named Jack, or something named after Nicholson. Then again, I also have a grandpa. Well, I did have a grandpa named Jack, so I probably would have been confused. Or, like, if my mom was like, Jack, then me and my grandpa at the time, he's, like, no longer with us. But, like, if we were both, like, yes, or whatever, then yeah, it probably would have been confusing. I believe I watched Moulin Rouge first, which was probably my introduction to Baz Luhrmann, because I don't think I had or have seen maybe clips or whatever, but the Leonardo DiCaprio Claire Danes version of Romeo and Juliet. And I just recently, like, when it came out kind of thing, saw Elvis directed by him. Cannot wait to see what Baz does next. And obviously, Kenobi, or should we say Star Wars saga in general. Like, he's in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Has a little voice clip in Star Wars Episode 9, I believe. Maybe even Star Wars Episode 7. Because, like, when you get to, like, kind of see Rey's past, then I think you can hear, hello there, or like, they mix Ewan McGregor and the original guy, Alec Guinness, his version of Kenobi. Speaking of Kenobi, though, also the TV series Kenobi. I feel like this is probably from Star Wars Episode 2. Or 3, maybe, because he has the beard. Kenobi, he kind of does as well. A little bit. But I forget, like, if he had the hood on. But, and Ahsoka Season 2, he was also, Season 1, he was also maybe back for Season 2 with, because, like, there's been rumors about him, Hayden Christensen, and Natalie Portman returning as, like, flashbacks or something. I could probably see that. Speaking of Star Wars, though, you guys, you got Pedro Pascal, my boy. He's in this hit series called Narcos. That was probably like my introduction to him, unless I had like seen, because he was like on a few episodes or whatever of different Law and Order things, like Law and Order, and I think like SVU, and maybe another one like Criminal Intent or something he was on. But unless I saw him in that, I may have not known it was him back then, or whatever. But back to Narcos. He's in the hit series Narcos that has a potential Oscar winner, Ragnar Moore, I think. And Narcos also has, like, Boyd Holbrook, who is also in number 2 spot, like, right here. Kobe Can Be Heroes. But I'll get to that in a second, I guess. You have The Last of Us, which apparently also had Catherine O'Hara, but it's based off the popular video game. Like I said with Yellowstone, though, do I want to watch a gameplay? Like, I've seen bits and pieces, or like an episode or 2 or something of The Last of Us, but do I want to watch like gameplays that can like know what's going to happen from the video games, or do I want to watch just the series in general, or do I have to? And then, yeah. We got We Can Be Heroes, the thing with Boyd Holbrook and I just mentioned. It's like a sequel, I guess, to Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I think they're with the same director. I'm not going to go into many spoilers to this just in case. And then you obviously got The Mandalorian. I think that this is like him at one of the premieres of, maybe the premiere of the series. Like, you got NDLO and probably another letter right behind him, like right there somewhere. Yeah, and I really, really loved this series. Even though season 3 could have been better, I'm kind of excited for the next one. Like, not the next one, I guess, because, like, there's conflicting reports. Like, we may get more Mandalorian, like season 4, but we also got the new movie coming out, I believe in May. It has, like, the Queen of Space Horror, Sigourney Weaver in it, directed by Jon Favreau, who's done some pretty great work with Star Wars. Like, we're probably going to be seeing him along for a while now, because Dave Filoni recently took over Star Wars. Like, I don't think it's official yet. Like, maybe Kathleen says her bye-bye next year, just because of the fact that we have Star Wars Starfighter, and then that's really all we know, because, like, there's, like, no movement, I guess, on, like, the upcoming Rey Skywalker film, or Taika Waititi's, or, James Mangold. I almost said, what's his name, and then I literally, like, looked on here, because Mandalorian, Mangold, or whatever, like, his movie, or whoever else was doing a Star Wars movie, besides Sean Levy, the guy that did Stranger Things. I may check out The Mandalorian and Grogu, though. I guess it depends, though, because I may wait until some people do reviews. And also, I usually go to a cottage with, like, some of my friends, usually around the time that this movie would come out. Hopefully, we go somewhere else, or, like, I skip the cottage next year. Because I'm probably going to go see Star Wars Starfighter next year. God. See, I told you guys I'm crazy, right? I'll just move to the next couple of people. Oh God. I'm like currently blushing over here for some weird reason. You got Marlon Brando. He's obviously known for pretty much teaching us about like kryptonite, introducing us to probably an upcoming actor at that time, Christopher Reeves, right? Technically, also, if you want to think about it, maybe introduced us to Margot Kidder, who I believe was in Black Christmas. Unless I'm wrong, that's somebody else I'm thinking of named Margot or whatever. And It. Like, she was like the wife of Bill Denbrough in the 1990s miniseries version. But, yeah. I love The Godfather. It's one of my favorite films of all time. I may do either a commentary on it, or maybe I'll do a Patreon movie, like, reaction to it. As, like, a little tribute to, like, Great Diane, Keaton, and maybe other people. I also love the prequel that they did. Well, not the prequel. It's, like, a making-of thing called The Offer. One of my celebrity crushes, who I'm probably going to mention sooner, that's friends with this guy, was, like, in it. But, yeah. Oh, God. And it's, like, how the Godfather movie got made. Like, there's perfect casting. Some people, off topic about Marlon Brando for a second, but there is a prequel/sequel to the movie Heat coming, and some people think that the guy that played Al Pacino's character, the guy that plays Al Pacino in Offer, which is the prequel that I was just talking about to The Godfather, Anthony Ippolito, I think it is, that he could be a younger, well, Al Pacino's character if they did it. I could kind of see that. And you got a Streetcar Named Desire. I don't think I've ever seen that, but he's known for screaming, "Hey Stella." I used to /I do role play with some of my friends on Facebook and stuff. And I used to have a friend named Stella. Well, like, that was her role playing name. And, like, I sent the, "Hey Stella," where he's, like, holding, like, his head and, like, his hands are going through his hair, maybe. But, yeah. Okay, I literally just skipped Ben Mendelsohn somehow. You got The Outsiders. It's a Stephen King series. I don't really remember much about it, besides the fact that I think Cynthia Erivo was in it. Speaking of Stephen King, though, you got this series called Bloodline where Ben Mendelsohn is like the black sheep of the family, and Kyle Chandler from the upcoming Lantern series, it may have aired, I don't even know yet, and he was in Friday Night Lights, isn't it? Linda Cardellini, I think is how you pronounce her name, aka Pamela Voorhees in the upcoming Crystal Lake series, she's in it, and Sissy Spacek, the original Carrie from like the 1970s, or 70s, 77, 78 is in it as well. Then you got director Orson Krennic, and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, which is perfect. It's like one of the best Star Wars films ever, in my opinion. Okay, like, it teaches you about who created the Death Star, and if you guys are fans of Star Wars TV shows, I believe it's Star Wars Rebels that introduces you to some of these, like, characters that we could probably saw. I know Forrest Whitaker plays a character named Saw Gerrera, and I think Star Wars Rebels that also, either it's Star Wars Rebels or, like, Star Wars Resistance, or maybe another Star Wars show, like Clone Wars or whatever, that paves the way and introduces you to Saw Gerrera before the events of Rogue One. And Saw Gerrera was even in Andor, which is a prequel to Rogue One, said I think like 12 years before Rogue One. So it was weird to, like, see Ben Mendelsohn and not Mads Mikkelsen? Right. That should have been gone for like a year, so I should be safe, I think, for Andor. Okay. I'm gonna go backwards on this because I got a plug on The Omen. You got The Boys from Brazil, where I think Gregory's like an evil doctor that tries to clone baby versions of Hitler. There's a crush that comes up after this guy, I feel like. Nope. Okay, this guy. They're both in it, and yeah. I'll just get up to him in a second. I just remembered that he was like close nearby. But yeah, two of my other celebrity crushes, well, one of them rather, the guy that I just pointed out, tries to stop Gregory. You got Cape Fear. It's like 1950s or something. I don't think I've ever seen that one, but I've seen the Scorsese remake with Robert De Niro as Max Cady, and I think Nick Nolte or something was Gregory's character. And Gregory in the original Max Cady from their like 1940s or 50s version actually have cameos. I think Gregory's Max Cady, aka Robert De Niro's lawyer in the remake, in like the Martin Scorsese one, and then I don't know what Robert Mitchum, the original Max Cady, did in Scorsese's version. And I think somebody from, I don't know what his role was either, but somebody also from the original, Martin Balsam or something, I think he's like the judge or something in the Scorsese remake. And actually, it just so happens Apple TV is having another version of Cape Fear. Apparently it's supposed to be different. Patrick Wilson, I believe, is playing Gregory Peck's character, and Javier Bardem is playing Max Cady, which is going to be really awesome to see. Amy Adams is the wife of Sam Bowden, well, Tim Bowden this time, played by Patrick Wilson, I believe, and yeah. I'll probably like check that out. Like, I'll probably wait until it goes somewhere else for streaming. Maybe I'll watch the original Cape Fear one day, like as a Patreon thing or something. You got To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, you guys are gonna hate me. I don't think I've ever seen that. I probably have seen footage or whatever, and I know the plot. Like, isn't it about a racial like situation of a courtroom? Like somebody dies or whatever, and they think that it's the black dude or something, right? And I also believe that either it's one of his children, like Gregory's kids or grandchildren, that have the name of the author as theirs, like Harper Lee, or maybe it's like Lee Peck or something, right? And then, guys, there's another this plug. Okay, ready? Me and one of my good friends, Carrie, we have made a bet that I introduce her to the Omen franchise, which she has never seen before, besides maybe like she knows a few little things. But, yeah. And I've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Cannot believe I just said that live, or a pre-recorded thing. But she's going to introduce me to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm going to play the Omen franchise on my channel, probably, for her. Whenever. But be prepared for that. Like, I'll, like, probably let you guys know in advance. Like, check out my community tab thing on my channel, and then, yeah. Oh, God. Then you got Dennis Quaid. No offense. I, like that TV show adaptation. I think that they did Footloose, right? I forget. Did they? And, like, I liked the original, like, the Kevin Bacon one. But no offense, I kind of prefer the remake. You have Julianne Hough that's a former pro from Dancing with the Stars that now, and former guest judge that's a dancer herself. And, now she's a host. I had to think for a second. Well, co-host. And there's like a few other probably professional dancers. Maybe even Mother Goddel or whatever from Tangled. Because some people think it's going to be Andy McDowell. Some people think it's going to be Catherine Hahn for the mother in Tangled. I'll just be like that in case I definitely butchered her name wrong. You have the right stuff for he and a few of my other crushes on this list, including when I literally forgot Lance Henriksen. Forgot. They're in the right stuff that go up and like fix the space shuttle. Like I said with the Kevin Costner situation, I don't know if I like Dennis Quaid's much more or something. I actually have color, so I have a celebrity crush calendar, and I feel like it's this picture, but colorized for April, and probably a few other, like I have one of Kevin as Wyatt Earp, and it's like behind the scenes or in the movie. One of Gene Hackman, who's in the movie as well, and then yeah, for like their birth months, but it's like this picture only. And I Can Only Imagine, which is a spiritual movie. Like, without giving spoilers / what I can remember, I feel like Dennis Quaid's character's son's like, Dennis's character is like abusive, and the character's son like wrote a song that inspired the dad to be better. I think it's based off of real life events too. Okay, I got a funny story involving this guy. I want to be like it was September 2 years ago, and I took, I don't know if it was like a writing class or whatever, because like I want to be a short film writer or fan film writer, kind of have a little story in mind, but like I don't know what's best for me to do, like either I don't do it or I do it or what. And I got excited. It's like too excited. One of my good friends, one of my fellow mods, Trey, he hacked, well I gave him permission kind of thing, to send to this guy a message, and he's ghosted me ever since like 2 years ago. 3 in like this coming September. Back to it though. I think he wrote this film called As Good as It's Dead, which is similar to Karate Kid. I'm like blushing over here for some weird reason. And these 3 actually have one of his good writing buddies, who I'm going to bring up in like a few minutes or so, I think. And these 2 actually have somebody that's coming up soon in the morning, and Darkness Descents. Thank Harvey Keitel. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen Taxi Driver besides the You Talk to Me part, but that's him in Taxi Driver. I actually have a Robert De Niro server called Robert D. Chungus, because me and some friends call him Robert De Niro Big Chungus, and there's like a gif of him being like, you talking to me, if somebody like joins the server or whatever. Never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, but I've seen the movie. And it had like Juliette Lewis, who was actually in the 1990s Cape Fear, and who was in Christmas Vacation as Audrey. Thelma and Louise, he's probably, so I don't think I've seen that, but I know he's in it, and I feel like he's probably like the cop that drives Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis to the edge. Sister Act, he pretty much hunts down, because he's like the evil mobster or whatever that hunts down Whoopi Goldberg and a few of the other nuns, including the late great Dame Maggie Smith. I think she was Dame. And Red Dragon, he sends Edward Norton to seek out the last guy on this tier list, aka my boy, oh god, Anthony Hopkins. I'm weird. Yeah. And it kind of teases this about Clarice Starling, because somebody mentions a girl, but never by her name, and people are like, what girl? Like, there's probably a reaction to watching Red Dragon, and then, yeah. Then you got James Mason. There's this film called The Verdict about like a malpractice case going on, and he's the lawyer for the bad side, like with the plaintiff or the opposite side. And it's up to the late great Paul Newman's character to sort it out right and everything. And it was so powerful, like the movie was. I feel like it got nominated for a few Oscars or maybe one. And there was supposed to be a TV show, I think, after that, but either something happened or James Mason died, like after they were like in talks or whatever. Then you have the boys from Brazil. Like I said, I think he was like one of the good guys that went up, I think with the help of Sir Laurence Olivier, to go take on Gregory Peck. Oh my god. I used to be scared of this version of Salem's Lot all the time. It's like 1979, and it used to scare the crap out of me, so I apparently put that one. I feel like this could be him in it, and it could also be like the boys from Brazil for this picture. And this one's probably closer to Lolita, which I really, really loved. I actually have part of it up on my Patreon, because I was doing a few other films for like January. Like, I did a little tribute to Rob Reiner. I did Stand By Me up on my Patreon. Maybe I'll do Misery or something up on my Patreon as well. But, yeah. Check out Lolita if you guys want. It's probably better for, like, teens, young adults, based off of a book as well. And it's mentioned in the Police song, Don't Stand So Close to Me. I mean, it kind of probably is. Because, like, at one point, I think it's Sting that's, like, that book by Nabokov and Vladimir Nabokov or whatever wrote Lolita, so probably. See? It says upcoming Ahsoka series. But you got the late, great Ray Stevenson. He's known for this hit series about, like, a bunch of cops led by somebody that's coming up soon, I feel like. Donald Sutherland. And Donald Sutherland's character pretty much puts together an international team of cops. Hence why it's called Crossing Lanes. They do cross-border crimes, like say somebody gets killed in a certain part or whatever of Canada, and they're from another part that's not Canada, but like a different country, like Europe or whatever, then the cops would have to travel to like there and to Canada, see if there's any other connections, stop killings worldwide, those kind of things. But Ray was like a guest star for a few episodes. And you got the Ahsoka series. It's going to be really weird. Like, we have Rory McCann, I think his name is, from Game of Thrones. The Mountain or whatever I think his name was in Game of Thrones. And it's like this. He's going to be Balin Skull, a.k.a. Ray Stevenson's character, and they don't look alike, but I think they were really good friends, so Ray's family probably gave him the approval after he died a few years ago, I think. Like, when was Ahsoka? I can probably look it up. So mods, don't tell me. But yeah, and just like the opening entrance of Ray Stevenson's character, it's like not the scene. It was probably like one of the first stills that we got of. Like, I don't know when I officially made this slideshow thing, but yeah. And, like, it gives you Vader from Rogue One feeling when you see his, like, one of, like, the first scenes they see of Ray Stevenson in Ahsoka. Now, you guys are gonna probably kill me. I've seen this film called Breakfast on Pluto, which was really funny with Liam Neeson in it, which is actually hilarious, because he's, like, one of the next guys coming up right there. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze or I don't really know. And I've seen The Dark Knight, but surprisingly, I've never seen, like, 28 Days Later or the 28 films. Maybe I should. And it's also funny before I get up to Batman Begins. But, everybody out there wants, Killian to be Lord Voldemort, which Ray finds is in the 28 movies, or 28 Bone Temple. Spoilers, I guess. But it's, like, funny. He kind of looks like he could be Voldemort based off this picture. But you've got Scarecrow, aka I think Dr. Jonathan Crane or whatever. I'm kind of curious who's going to be him if we get, like, another Scarecrow in, like, Batman Part 3, for example. Because, like, we got Scarlett Johansson in Unknown World. We have Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent, I believe. And then the rest of them back. Like, not the rest of them. Like, Zoe Kravitz is not back, but you have Colin Farrell back as Penguin, and obviously Robert Pattinson, and Andy Serkis, I think, is back as Alfred. Maybe a few other people that I like back. Oh yeah, and Cameron, whatever his face is, Monaghan, I think, is back as Joker. Sorry, Barry Keoghan or whatever. I think. They got one of the oldest living guys, I think, on this thing. Hold up. I'm gonna like move it. To Crazy Town, apparently. But you've got Clint Eastwood. He's known for fighting a hilarious monkey and giving insults and everything to people, like the Clint Eastwood typical way. But the monkey also does in Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can. The Dirty Harry movies, he's a cop that breaks the rules and like, do you feel lucky, punk? And a few other like funny insults and threatening funny insults. And people, and like he has like a young son who's probably my age, maybe a little bit older, Scott Eastwood, and people actually want him to like be like the son of Dirty Harry in the movie. Like you could probably do that or remake it because like he looks like his dad that much. I would probably prefer like a son of Dirty Harry thing because like I think Harry has like a girlfriend at the last movie called The Deadpool, which actually has Liam Neeson in it. Him in it, but I'll get to him in a second. But yeah. And you have Escape from Alcatraz based off real life events. One of the guys, when I feel like in the November section, is also it's based off real life events. One of Clint Eastwood's directors they used to like hang out with, Don Siegel, I think it was, directed that, and I believe Don Siegel also did the first, maybe, or the second Dirty Harry movie, because there's like 4 or 5 of them. 5 of them, I think. I'm like, this, yeah, because Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, Sudden Impact. Unless I'm thinking of something else. And then The Deadpool. And Don Siegel even had like a little cameo in Clint's directorial debut. Sorry, I just wanted to do like 3 movies in case, or something in case anybody has a fit with me. Because like I did not put like Unforgiven or something, for example. But yeah. But some of them I just want to do more of, I guess. Or maybe I was like having a certain time limit when I was originally doing it. But you got Liam Neeson. He's known for being Zeus, the Greek god in Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans, which actually has Rafe Fiennes, who I just mentioned a few seconds ago for Voldemort thingy. And Rafe and Liam were actually in Schindler's List. Liam is like the good one that goes Polish, that goes broke saving a bunch of Polish Jews, and I think Rafe Fiennes is like the bad guy. He gives you rules pretty much on like tips on how to be a secret agent or whatever while saving your daughter and giving away the greatest threats ever. Like I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for money, I can tell you I don't have any. But what I do have are very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. And then a bunch of other stuff. But I don't know if like that would get copyrighted or anything. Plus, I'm a little bit like tired. Why did I say copyrighted for? I'm not playing footage. And you got Star Wars, him introducing us to young Anakin Skywalker and teaching us about midichlorians. And introducing us to young Obi-Wan Kenobi. I should have put Star Wars series because I think in like Revenge of the Sith you can hear Anakin, no from him. And Kenobi, he has like a little cameo at the end, I think. Because he gets hinted at in episode 3 at the end. Because Yoda mentions about a former master. And also, I believe with Star Wars Clone Wars, it could be Liam Neeson. In, I think, Star Wars Clone Wars. Sorry. Then you got Harrison Ford, the hottie. This was I used to call him this. He or Kevin Costner were probably my first celebrity crushes when I was younger. Um, Also, funny story. Kevin's in 1921, which I think is a prequel to Yellowstone, like I said. And maybe Harrison's Kevin's dad in the show. Like, I think, I've never seen 1921, but I think Harrison Ford's character is John Dutton, aka Harrison Ford's dad, and son in the show. But I did not put that in there because I don't think at the time, and also I've not seen 1921, I think it is. But yeah, you got Indiana Jones though. Probably either that or Star Wars was my introduction to Harrison Ford. Like, I wonder if they're going to do more of them, but it's also going to be hard because Harrison's like 83, 84 soon. You have Star Wars, which I feel like strongly was my introduction to Harrison Ford. Unless I saw something younger with him in it, but I feel like I was like 4 or something, and Darth Vader just scared me. Empire Strikes Back. You have The Fugitive, Air Force One, where he screams, "Get off my planet," Gary Oldman. There's a few other fantastic casting, which includes Glenn Close as like the female secretary or the vice president or whatever. And you got The Fugitive, which I still have questions on. Like, there's somebody that speaks like Turkish, Jewish, gibberish, whatever. And like, it's like this when he rents the townhouse, that scene. And it's like this. Is she saying, is that the guy from the TV? Or like from the news or whatever? Like, oh god. Then you have Donald Sutherland, who I used to have a crush on. Oh god. Like I said though, he's like pretty much the cop or secretary cop or whatever that puts the team of international cops together and crossing lines. Obviously, President Cornelius Snow in the Hunger Games. It kind of sucks that we won't see him in the prequel, Sunrise of the Reaping, but we could have seen Kiefer, but no. It's Ralph Fiennes. But, like, he looks really good as President Snow, but I could have still seen Kiefer, though. No offense. You got Don't Look Now, which is kind of a what the F did I just watch kind of movie. I actually suggested it to a few of my friends when I did, when I, like, sent a super chat thing. Maybe I'll do Don't Look Now one day as like a stream here for you guys, but I also do not know if I should. You got MASH. It's, I think, a prequel to this 1970s comedic TV show that I used to love, based off of a war TV show, hence why it's called MASH. Like, Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. This is Donald in MASH, and then he's like in the 2004 version of Salem's Lot. It's like Rob Lowe, I think, directed it. And I believe Donald Sutherland is like the James Mason creepy character. I'm getting weirder by the moment. Then you have David Hasselhoff, who I used to like love on Baywatch. Like, this is probably him on Baywatch. One of the hottest lifeguards ever. I wish Zac Efron did like a remake. Then again, I could also kind of see him being in like Knight Rider, talking to an AI car named Kit. I'm actually gonna probably, if I remember, I'm probably gonna bring up Zac Efron twice, like for a Martin Sheen thing and something else coming up. But you got Peter Dobson. He's the guy that I was mentioning for the one that ghosted me for These Two Darkness Descends in the Morning. He's Elvis Presley in Forrest Gump. Like, you can like see, I think, his sideburns when he's teaching Forrest how to dance at like the beginning, or tapping his foot. And I think he's in Peter Jackson. It could be Peter Jackson. That's why I said the thing. The Frighteners, which is a really good film. It has like Michael J. Fox, Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son. It's like a what the just happened kind of thing. Then you have Martin Sheen. I don't think I've seen Apocalypse Now, but like I know the synopsis about like a war film, and like I know the drama which happened behind the scenes. Like, didn't Martin Sheen like almost have a heart attack Or like he suffered one or something, and then his brother needed to take over for like some scenes or probably half of the movie or whatever. And like, no famous quotes like I love the small napalm in the morning. He's Uncle Ben in Andrew Garfield's why did I call it the Fantastic Four? Amazing Spider-Man movies, or Amazing Spider-Man. The Departed, he pretty much gets killed by Jack Nicholson's henchman, I believe. Unless it was kind of confusing. Like, The Departed is slightly confusing. The Dead Zone, nobody believes in Christopher Walken. It's based off a Stephen King film. I'll probably just say most of these for like the Stephen King film. And Firestarter, no offense, I prefer this one instead of the Zac Efron one. Oh. I don't know why, but yeah. Plus, it's like we've seen it before. If we had seen the original 1980 whatever Firestarter instead of the Zac one, so sorry. Hey, that was my first Zac mention. He's gonna come up soon too. Then you got Daniel Day Kim. I don't think I've ever seen Lost, but like I know the plot, like about the abandoned or whatever plane crash, and it's like a long show. Maybe I'll do like clips or whatever as I'm doing with friends for Lost, or maybe I'll do it of Hawaii Five-O, the 2010 version that everybody wants there to be a continuation of, because like there's a certain character that kind of disappeared from our screens, and it's like people sometimes want him back, I guess. You got Bruce Greenwood. There's this kind of, what the F did I just watch, horror film called Double Jeopardy about Ashley Judd pretty much breaking the law to prove her innocence. Gerald's Game. It's a Mike Flanagan movie. It's really good. And Mike Flanagan even did Dr. Sleep, which I think Bruce like has like a little cameo as like the person that runs the AAA spot, or he's the manager of the Overlook Hotel currently. He's Captain Christopher Pike, the one that gives over his captain ranking, I guess, to Christopher Pine's Captain Craig in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies. This is him in Star Trek. I literally forgot to mention a few of them, but oh well, because I think that this is probably like the West Wing, maybe, because I've never seen that before. Martin Sheen, and that this is, I feel like Chin-Ho Kelly, aka Hawaii Five-O's character. But then you have this reheafter for Bruce Greenwood based off of like real life events about like some kind of bus crash that happened in Texas. I want to be like in Austin, Texas, a bunch of years ago. Like maybe 20 or 30 something years ago. And it's like, what the F happened? Kind of thing. Then you got one of my celebrity crushes, Taika Waititi. He's pretty much a comedic version of Hitler in this film called Jojo Rabbit, with a few sad moments, including a sad one involving Scarlett Johansson. I'll just say it like that. What We Do in the Shadows, never seen, but it's like a comedic vampire movie, I believe. In the Thor series, he voiced or was Korg, the CGI'd rock god, or the Rock Man, and then he directed Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. I haven't seen Love and Thunder, and I haven't seen Ragnarok in a while, but I probably will, as I'm doing some of the Marvel films from our Patreon. You have Christian Slater, like I said, pretty much for the Lou Diamond Phillips thing. Christian Slater may be back for Young Guns 3, but I think his character died at the end of Young Guns 2. So it's like, what? Right. You have Interview with a Vampire. He took over the role because River Phoenix probably wanted him to, because River Phoenix died a few years right before filming. Probably that, because I think he was supposed to be in it, but then he overdosed, I think, on Halloween of 1992 or 1993. And you have Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, with Kevin Costner actually in it. Literally, yeah. And a few other iconic people. And this is Young Guns. This is Robin Hood for him. Why not just like say that like whenever I see like a certain celebrity thing? Oh gosh. Okay, this is the last Zac Efron mention. I really, 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 really want Zac Efron to play Matthew Perry. Like, their faces look similar. Okay, like you can probably do like a little prosthetics or whatever to like do like any wrinkles or whatever. Right. or you can probably do them younger. There's this film called 17 again, which I recently just watched for Matthew Perry's birthday up on one of my Patreons, like the previous one or whatever. And it's like this. They play the same character, but it's like they look a lot like their faces and stuff. But you got the hit series French, which I'm currently watching for YouTube and doing like certain reactions to that. They'll probably do the Friends reunion and a game show thing. But it's like one of the greatest comedic shows of all time, in my opinion. And Fool's Wishing, which I don't know when I'm going to drop this, but yesterday, February 5th? Yeah, February 5th, yesterday. I recently did Fool's Russian, and I uploaded that today. It's a really fun, comedic, romantic movie of all time. With probably one of my favorite movies of it. You got Hawaii Five-0 again for this guy named Scott Conn. If you guys have seen Godfather, it's like Sonny Corleone, Michael and them's brother, James Conn, and like the guy from All of Misery. This is his son. He plays the character named Dano, aka Danny Williams, on the series Hawaii Five-0, the one that has Daniel Day came up there somewhere. And this is their boss that kind of went disappearing at the end, but it's like everyone wants him back. I mean, he didn't disappear, but it's like nobody knows where he is afterwards. But Steve McGarrett in Hawaii Five-0. This is him in Hawaii Five-0. Alex O'Loughlin. And then he was a hot vampire probably before or around the time that Twilight came out in this hit series called Moonlight. Where he's like a different kind of vampire, like one that stakes can't kill, but like sunlight can. And then this was just like a younger picture, I believe that. Okay. This going into the funny category, man, because you have Costas Mandler, whom me and my good friend Viv call Walking Fridge. He's obviously most likely especially known for the Detective Mark Hoffman, the Saw franchise. I do wonder if we're ever going to see him again, because James Wan and Lee Whannell are going to take over the franchise again. But it's like, are you going to get more Hoffman? Or Hotman, if you guys want to call him that. But yeah. And then, so me and my friend Viv call Costas this, and this is a little brother who I jokingly call Fridge. Get it? Because Walking Freezer. Now, before I get to the My Big Fat Greek Wedding thing, Lewis here is friends with the guy that ghosted me, him. And Lewis is also friends with, where is he? This guy. Lewis was also in As Good as Dead, but I don't think I've seen that one like in a long time. The one that said on the Mark Klepner thing that was closer to the Karate Kid. He's also in Darkness Descends in the Morning, directed by Klebanoff, and probably written by him. That has that Peter Dobson guy in it, if you guys are looking at this. But literally everybody knows Walking Freezer, Lewis Mandler, for the My Big Fat Greek Wedding movies as the crazy little brother, Nick, that usually causes trouble. You got Sam Neill, known for pretty much being almost killed by Carrie Elwes at one point in the live-action Jungle Book, with a few all-star cast, including, I think, Lena Headey, who would later be in Game of Thrones, and a few other people. The Omen 3 as an adult version of a character. I'm just gonna say that because, like I said, my friend Carrie has not seen the movie, so I want to see if she knows or whatever. And then obviously taking off sunglasses to an iconic John Williams score, the Jurassic movies. Ooh! Before I forget, so he is Alan Grant in this, and I believe Harrison Ford was. I don't want to go up again, but Harrison Ford was originally gonna be Dr. Alan Grant after the Jungle Book, but he went after Indiana Jones, but I think Harrison wanted like more money or whatever, but yeah. Then you got Richie Valentine. I don't know what I clicked. Half brother or whatever in La Bamba, based off of like real life events. Like I said about the Richie Valens thing, he's like his half brother. This was him in La Bamba. You got this film coming up familiar based off of like Mexican Cartel. Jimmy Smits from Star Wars is in it. Edward James Olmos or whatever from Miami Vice, and Deadwood is in it, and a few other people. And then I think he's like the bad guy in the last two Mission Impossible movies. There's also this film called Bad Boys. It's not the Martin Lawrence, Will Smith one, but it's like a really kind of sad, great prison movie. Clancy Brown from the Pet Cemeteries is in it. Sean Penn is in it, and a few other people. Oh, good. I'm going back to Crazy Town for a minute. And I literally have another one. You got Charlton Heston. He's known for pretty much saying the passage about the 10 Commandments on the mountain. And probably fighting with Yul Brynner at one point, because I feel like he was in that. Then you got Ben-Hur, famous chariot race. I don't think I've seen the remake version of Ben-Hur. Do I want to? Speaking of remakes, though, you got Planet of the Apes, the astronaut that discovers the planet. And then he was in the remake, I think, as like a CGI monkey for the Tim Burton version. Then you got Joaquin Phoenix, who talks to like a AI robot thing, who he thinks apparently is real, voiced by Scarlett Johansson in the movie Her. I think that he should have won an Oscar for Walk the Line as Johnny Cash. It was a really, really great movie. I think with Reese Witherspoon as June Carter Cash, the wife. I think it was Reese Witherspoon. I think she was nominated as well, but I don't know if she won. Because it could have been like the time that Louise Rink won for maybe $1 Million Baby. And yeah. And then obviously I loved the first Joker. I didn't really care much about the sequel. I mean, it was kind of good, but I would probably have rather like been sick or whatever when that came out, and I slept through it. No offense. It's just like my own opinion. I'm being weird. You got this film called 1700. You got Burt Lancaster. You have this film called 1700. I forget much about it, but it's like Robert De Niro. I think Donald Sutherland's in that one as well. I could be wrong. Field of Dreams. He's like an old retired baseball, way to go me, baseball player. Like younger version of his character, I think, comes out to the field or whatever as soon as Kevin Costner's character builds, and he will come. And yes, Kevin Costner is in it, which is funny. 1959 or 1969, I want to be like 59 for some weird reason. Burt Lancaster was Wyatt Earp in it. This film called Gunfather Kirkwell, based off the real life events. Kirk Douglas, if you guys know who that is, he was Doc Holliday. Why not just say that? But in 1989, like 20 years probably after Gunfather Kirkwell, or 30 years, depending, or 40, depending when Gunfather Kirkwell movie was, Kevin Costner and Burt Lancaster would team up for Field of Dreams. I think that probably was like one of Burt Lancaster's like last movie. I forget who his character was supposed to be, but I feel like Burt was supposed to be in Firestarter as well. Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's probably, oh my god. I love how I said it's probably, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, what's that guy's face from this and that? Like, the guy that played Patton, and then I have a picture of him. Either I think he was like the guy from The Changeling. It's like George C. Scott or something. I don't even know. But his character in Firestarter, the original. You got Mads Mikkelsen. So, like, at the time that did this, he's not in Android, but he was in Rogue One. He's in Indiana Jones 5 as, like, one of the final bad guys, I guess. Potentially. That Harrison Ford went up against. This is in Indiana Jones 5. A.k.a. Indy 5. Hannibal. He played the man-eating lover of cooking. Sorry, my laptop's gonna die. But Hannibal, like, during the hit series Hannibal. I wish it went on longer, but maybe we'll get more of him. Rogue One, he's really good in that. I'll just say that in case you guys are Star Wars fans that have not seen the movie. And Chaos Walking. I've talked about it before on my channel when I did a Get to Know Me thing. But it's like futuristic where there's a bunch of guys, one girl, and like people can read their minds. He's like an evil president. And that was him in Indiana Jones 5. I forget if I said that. You got Ed Harris. there's a robot gunslinging show called Westworld. I don't think I've ever seen that, but isn't like Anthony Hopkins who actually comes up with the yeah. Isn't like Anthony Hopkins like the John Hammond, like creating a world, and then Ed Harris is the robot gunslinger. You got him the right stuff, which has Dennis Quaid and somebody that's coming up soon. And this is Ed in the right stuff. Apollo 13, I believe he sent Tom Hanks, Bill Paxton them up to go fix the space shuttle. The Apollo 13 was a really good side movie with like Susan Sarandon. I think Julia Roberts in it. I love how I did not write anything for him. But you have David Hawthorne, aka the Clown. I really, really want him to like be Freddy Krueger if they did a Nightmare movie. I could kind of see that, or like another Joker movie. Like, hello, James Gunn. What are you looking at? Because there's your Joker if you wanted it. And look, he's even got like a green shirt on this one. So maybe that's Joker. Right? He's obviously known for being Art the Clown. Apparently, okay, so I've seen this movie of his called Stream, which is really good. It has like a bunch of horror icons in it. Felicia Rose, aka Angela in like Sleepaway Camp, she's in that. Danielle Harris from a few of the Halloween movies, she's in it, and a few other people. And there's gonna be a sequel with David apparently back. Never seen it yet though, but I want to see Screamboat with him in it as well. So I thought someone was coming down. You got Designated Survivor, where Kiefer becomes like the prison at like the last second. Stand By Me was like the evil bully, sort of like Henry Bowers, kind of in it, but in Stand By Me, but his name was not Henry Bowers. You got him screaming, "Damn it, Chloe!" at his worker friends, I think, in the series 24. Everyone wants him back for that. And then the Lost Boys. Funny enough, though, I think and he's like the leader of a vampire cult. Well, one of the leaders. And I think one of his brothers, I think it was like Rufus or something. One of the Sutherland other brothers was another leader or another vampire in one of the other Lost Boys movies. And I forgot to put up at Young Guns. Probably my introduction to him, unless I saw something else prior. Then you got Fred Ward once again for like the last time, I feel like. We'll do this again next year. When was his birthday? Okay, I forgot to like change these two because like I'm doing split birth order. Yeah, screw it. But you got the right stuff, like I said. He's one of the guys that goes up, sort of like what I said with him and other people, I think. Sorry. Tremor is really great movie with Kevin Bacon. I haven't seen all the movies, but he's in the first two. Fred is. And then Remo Williams' The Venture Begins. I think it's based off like a comic book series, but you want to hear something really funny? It says Remo Williams' The Venture Begins. There was never no sequel to it. I could kind of see that or a remake, and it's like John Bernthal, because like their faces kind of look the same. Right? Then you got Rafe. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Innocent. He's been in a few films that I recently saw. Okay, like he is in, I forget what the official name is, but like The Boy Brams 2, I think it was, which is a sequel to the iconic doll movie, The Boy. He's Galactus in Fantastic Four: The First Steps, and maybe even another Marvel movie. Because, like, who knows if Galactus is going to be, like, in Secret Wars, for example, or Doomsday or something. Like, be back for them. And obviously, The First Omen, he's a prequel character. I don't know if me and my friend Carrie are going to watch The Omen or The First Omen yet, so no spoilers, you guys. And then, obviously, the best for last. Anthony Hopkins. Like I said, I don't know if he's a robotic gunslinger builder or whatever in Westworld, but I know that he's in the Thor series. He's Odin, father of Thor, and I think father of Loki. I'm not too sure. Bram Stoker's Dracula, really great movie with like Gary Oldman, Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, and a few other people in it, and obviously my boy Hannibal Lecter. Okay, I'm ready. See you guys.